Twitter police are trying to cancel these VTubers. I'm guessing that's the one with Irsha and...
This situation with the VTuber Kirsch, in which a Twitter journalist named Anna decided to go after Kirsch, writing an article for Vice about Kirsch, accusing her of a number of things. And a sponsor of Kirsch's, and I say that loosely, ended up dropping Kirsch shortly after, to which it seems like the sponsor was doing this in reaction to the Vice article. Now, the reason I say sponsor loosely is because from what I've seen on the internet, it looks like Kirsch was doing a lot more for that so-called sponsor.
Well, what she was basically promoting the game for them, and she was doing it with the it seemed like there was some kind of contract deal that was going on. I don't know to the full extent of it. I just understood it as there was some sort of contract that was made, and she was doing that contract, and then they were. I guess there was some fucked up shit with the some of the back end and front end work of what they were doing. So she was essentially not getting paid for her work for like for that time or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know to the full extent of it, because that's right. That's business stuff on her side. I don't want to get into that.
That's what the product is. It's a game, and then they were doing for her. But nevertheless,
yeah,
that's.
I mean, overall, it sounds like the company did some weird shit, right?
A very quick TLDR of the situation. But it seems like Vice isn't done there, because Vice is still very upset. Today we have another Vice journalist now writing an article about not just Kirsch, but also including VTuber Leaflet here too. And this is some of the most like disingenuous stuff I've ever seen. I mean, this whole article actually is so lazy that it actually comes off even worse.
It's fucking bad. It's so
because I've seen some of those articles from like outlets where some AI is writing a bunch of slop and posting like
don't tell people
to
suicide. Shut the fuck
up. Like I said, this article from a real journalist apparently.
You know how many fucking people die on the daily?
Is even lazier than the AI slop articles out there. Like, that's actually impressive. How are you that bad at writing an article? Let's take a look. So we're here on Vice. The article titled "Waypoint stands with Anna Valens." Waypoint, to my understanding, is like Vice's gaming division, which is pretty pathetic in of itself.
Yeah, duh.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Vice is gonna have great takes about gaming, I'm sure. But
no,
here's an example of what Waypoint's coming out with. Here we go. So they say, for the necessary.
I mean, they're out of touch.
They're
out of touch journalists. They're a bunch of retards.
Continuing harassment she's been facing. She's much better at properly articulating the full scope of everything she's going through, but I'll sum it up. Anna is being attacked for simply asking questions about certain areas.
I literally, I could not
community,
take this fucking article.
Part of.
I couldn't even take Anna Valens'
stances on trans creators working for them. Spiraled into a full-blown
hate
campaign
bitches,
once Anna started questioning why prominent VTuber Kirsch was being promoted and represented by GamerSup.
I'm sorry, I'm being an asshole.
Many worrying red flags. So really quick additional context on some of the backlash that Anna is getting that, of course, Dwayne isn't going to mention here. And that is how people are criticizing Anna over a clip in which Anna was speaking and advocating for extremely explicit non-consensual acts to be happening to women. And so people are like, this is one of the last people that should be morality policing anyone. And on top of that, this person actually
well, I mean, just read her blog, or not her blog, but her synopsis on fucking on Vice. When you click her name, her biography, right? For her Vice, like, ugh, what a gross person.
Is working for Vice.
I don't want to listen to this person. Okay with this person sounds like a bad person to listen to.
I've seen. As a matter of fact, the only thing we have from
or
Vice
at least
now
the
is
person who
Anna,
this is not a person I would go
this part out. Asmon's got a very brief clip on his Clips channel talking about this very thing and giving some additional context.
Not reputable information.
Of that, and then we'll get back to
very
Vice's
not
new
reputable.
article.
In the future, there are a number of institutions that emerge.
That's a dude.
If you are a trans girl, you can go ahead and sign up for a reservation slot to an all-day access to one of many breeding facilities where you get to breed the shit out of this girl.
It's the legendary caveman. Oh my god.
Person who wrote the article that caused this VTuber to lose this sponsorship.
Wait, what? VTubing has an elephant in the room. Bigotry. Ha, that's funny. coming from the person who fucking wrote the article, and then doesn't even write properly do articles.
To lose this sponsorship.
Asmongold goes on to discuss further things this person does advocating for these non-consensual explicit acts to happen to women, and
I mean, look,
it's like even much worse than that. It
CNN,
goes on and on. But yeah, we're not going to be
NBC,
playing any more of
ABC,
that. Just
right? Some of these
understand
people,
that's some
they
of the context,
fucking
but
write
what you
hit
heard there is
people.
only the tip of the iceberg, really.
Right,
So we
Rolling
left off here
Stones.
where this Vice article goes on to talk about Anna writing this article about Kirsch, and then getting backlash for it. Continuing, they say, since then, Anna has been receiving vitriol
just
from
look
nearly
at
every
Dexerto.
corner of the internet.
Basically,
For the sake
write
of
dumb
everyone's
shit
sanity,
too,
I refuse to
sometimes.
give those people power by explicitly naming them. Y'all won't be receiving that satisfaction here. Instead, I'm going to let everyone have a little sampler of what's been going on for the past week or
And then
so. And this is what I
remember
mean
that
about this article being
that
exceptionally
person that was
lazy.
talking about the fucking
There's
Wukong
3
people?
total examples
Yeah,
here.
fucking
3
Alana.
examples. I'm not going to show
Alana
2 of
Pierce,
them
yeah,
because
that
I'm already a
dumb
little
bitch.
worried about the autofilter here on YouTube. You never know sometimes how sensitive that thing may or may not be. Given the clip I already
but
played
I'm
earlier,
part of the
which
big
is
journalist gaming
disgusting enough,
community.
but, like, the
Yeah,
first
I
example
make
here
software
is
and video
a
games too.
DM
I don't
someone
mind
got on
fucking
Reddit,
you up, huh?
but they remove the name of the person who
And
sent
what do you
it
do? Talk
and the
shit
name
all
of the
day
person who
on the
got it,
internet? Ah, yes.
and it says in the screenshot 1 second ago. So who sent this? Who got it? And 1 second ago, so whoever
Yeah,
sent this
I
is
actually
probably just
do
sending it
the
to himself
work.
and,
I don't
taking a
fucking
screenshot
bitch
of it
and
to include
moan.
his article or something. Pathetic evidence. The second screenshot is a tweet that Kirsch made quoting something Sam Hyde said that involves some explicit stuff that I'm not going to show. Once again, we already got enough of that explicit stuff going on in this video. And the
all
third
these
screenshot
people
I will
do
show,
is fucking
and that is
cry
this
on the internet
thumbnail
all day
from
fucking
VTuber
long.
Leaflet.
Jesus Christ.
Video that Leaflet made, and I believe
It's like
her
they
editor
never
made
got
this
the
thumbnail.
attention they wanted from their parents,
Why
and
are
now
you
they have to
including
get
this
it on the
even?
fucking internet.
It's supposed to be like
Jesus
showing some of the
Christ, you
backlash
guys
that
are
Anna's getting, and they
fucking-
randomly include this thumbnail from Leaflet that has literally nothing to do with Anna at all.
Bunch of
For the
fucking
record, the
stunted
Kirsch tweet
human
didn't
beings.
either. And that Reddit DM, like I said, it doesn't show who it's from, who it's to. It's 1 second ago. It looks like they sent to themselves. Like, this evidence is some of the laziest stuff. And that's why at the beginning I also said that this is like worse than an AI slop article.
Yeah,
How do you do worse than AI slop?
Yeah, these people are terrible.
Bro. Now that
They don't even do it properly.
Too.
It's like,
I'll play
Jesus
some of Leaflet's video and you can see what she had to say about this. But like, they're just trying to make Leaflet look terrible here. Basically, they're trying to imply things about Leaflet that are not true. Because what this really is Leaflet reacting to a video.
I don't
She
even
didn't
know who
make
Leaflet
the
is.
thumbnail.
It's
Like
another
that's someone else's
VTuber, I guess.
thumbnail. It's just Leaflet put on the thumbnail for her react video of that video. You know how it is. Like, very common practice here on YouTube.
Oh yeah, doesn't Leaflet talk
And
about like
we'll talk more about that in a second. But Vice goes on and says.
he
So here's the
basically
deal.
does the
Anna's
same thing
ongoing
as
plight has reached
Kirsha,
critical mass. The people advocating for Anna,
I mean, she
anyone
may
belonging
not
to the
like talk
LGBTQIA
about
plus communities,
politics
and any
too
other
much? I don't know.
marginalized groups
I don't watch
continuously
these
suffer.
people too. Well, I mean,
Wait,
I
what?
pop
Or-
into
but again, you didn't show any
Kirsha's
evidence of that.
stream time
That's
to
only
time.
one part of a truly disgusting equation. The other, equally important part is why are clear, unambiguous bigots and racists allowed major platforms? Why are they given sponsorships and brand deals? Because we can bicker back and forth online all day, but at the end of the day, the likes of YouTube, Twitch, and every other notable space that allows this to thrive and fester, those are the ones who need to be forced to come out and say, yes, this is the kind of content we want, and we will subsist from going forward. So what's your comment on that clip of Anna talking about those terrible things? Nothing? You fine with that? For y'all goofy racists and bigots, I don't have the time to address you directly. Reason.
We're all he's calling the people who are just criticizing you, right? Notice how when you criticize these people, they always say you're a bigot, you're racist, and all you do is hate. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing with your life? You went to school, correct? Did you not get criticism on your fucking papers on how to write better? Like, what? Or how to be a fucking better human being instead of being a fucking cunt?
It won't work with you. You're all lost causes. But I know that Anna and myself as a black man wants every notable platform from games journalism. Notable in games journalism. I don't think that really goes hand in hand, but okay. To the games industry and every other major media company, own your stance. You will not be allowed to sit on the fence any longer. Either
every time I
you
see
reprimand and
companies
punish the
that do
bigotry,
this shit, I'm
racism,
just
and
like, you
hatred,
guys are the
or you come out
stupidest
and admit
motherfuckers
that's exactly
ever.
the audience and legacy you want. The time for games
You're
is over.
literally cutting
Twiddling your thumbs
off
and pretending it isn't
some
there
of your
isn't sufficient.
consumers
Sure, it's Anna today.
because
But
of
after the
fucking
LGBTQI+
ideology,
issue has been
really?
dealt with among that crowd, it'll be the Browns, which is currently
What the fuck
happening too.
happened?
Then the blacks. Hate has a tendency to do that. Become an ever-growing pit that'll never be satisfied because they need an opponent. For many of them, hatred is their brand. It's all they have to make up for the fact without it they have nothing. Their
so we're just gonna deplatform people now,
all of that filth after
just
all.
because of
They're
politics
classical
now,
bullies,
huh?
and they crave your engagement.
That's a little
So rather
shady,
than
yeah?
engaging them personally, you engage the forces funding and feeding their nonsense. The ball's in everyone else's court now. Choose. How is this person actually saying all this stuff and including no evidence of the stuff that they're actually saying? That's actually crazy. And the evidence that's out there shows that Anna has actually said worse things than any of the evidence that these people actually have. They're making up a whole bunch of stuff to get angry at, and they don't have the self-awareness to realize like they're actually doing a lot of the stuff that they're accusing people of.
Yeah,
and then
they're
this guy's
literally
actually demanding that
they're
people
fucking
and
hypocrites.
companies, organizations, that they take action.
They're the
against
real
other
bigots.
people with no evidence.
They're
of
the
them doing
real
anything wrong,
racists.
simply because
Right?
this guy
Every
wrote something.
time I see these words, I'm just like, I'm pretty sure you guys do that all the time. I just stop projecting. Right? Fuck.
Slop article. Okay, let's see what Leaflet has to say about the thumbnail. This is not about the Vice article that came out today, and this video from Leaflet is from yesterday. But still, you'll get some context.
First off, this was brought to my attention, guys. Okay, listen, guys, I can explain. Okay, I can explain. First off, I didn't make this thumbnail. Julio made this thumbnail. Julio made this thumbnail. Okay, first off. Second off, the background isn't even my thumbnail. The background is his thumbnail. Why did I allow it? Yeah, Quebec, because I look at every single thing that people post on YouTube. Also, like, to be honest, I don't really care that much. Like, because this thumbnail in the background was not even my thumbnail. But anyway, people were telling me I changed it because there's like a sad face. No, it's thumbnail testing. I'm gonna explain this to people that don't post on YouTube. Okay, there's a thing called thumbnail testing where you post 3 different thumbnails.
Correct.
Guys, I don't like slavery, okay?
I don't like slavery.
I know there's slavery in Angel Sword game, but it's only in there to be bad. That's the whole point, is that it's bad.
So yeah, Leaflet is not advocating for it. It's not even her thumbnail, just the version where her face is on it because, you know, react video stuff going on here. But leave it to very honest journalists to take that out of context, put it in some slop article to try and manipulate readers into thinking things that are simply
I don't think there's
not
been
true.
any honest journalism for like, I don't know, a decade
making content to hate
or 2.
Like I said earlier, zero self-awareness with these people. Oh, by the way, if any chance Leaflet is watching this video, because I know sometimes Leaflet has watched some of my videos, I heard you can like help me with my VTuber, so please reach out if you see this. So what we just watched was a part of Leaflet's response, but out of curiosity, let's watch a part of the video itself. It's 45 minutes long. We're not going to watch the whole thing. And spoiler alert, I already watched like the first minute.
Yeah, I hate allergies.
But it's
It
interesting.
fucking sucks.
And yeah, something I want to comment on here too. So we'll play some of this and take a brief look.
I investigate a country where slavery is still legal. That is so crazy. I mean, I know it's real. I mean, I know because you hear about it, right? That like slavery is like legal in like some places, but like how does it work? Like, I don't know.
This is the United States of America, where slavery is still legal under the 13th.
The prison system. That's how it's legal. They make you work for very low pay, right? Because, well, you're in prison. You got to pay off your debt, right? Get to work.
Amendment, if you've been
Slave.
convicted of a crime.
Peasant.
You can be legally enslaved. If it looks like slavery, it smells like slavery, it sounds like slavery, it's slavery.
Turns
Well, I
out,
mean,
when
it's
Abraham
indentured
Lincoln
servitude.
abolished slavery by ratifying the 13th Amendment in 1865.
Oh, well,
they left
and then
in
it
one
becomes
little
slavery.
exception: convicted criminals.
Because they trap you in it.
We're gonna slave like everyone's slave, not just black people, everyone now.
And refusal to work can be met with harsh punishments like solitary confinement, loss of
Yep.
privileges like visitation, phone calls.
Yeah,
Wait,
basically,
really? Is this
prisoners are like slaves, right? I shouldn't say slave. They still have human rights in a sense. I mean, they still have rights, But right, the prison system has kind of fucking right. It's kind of fucked up. People get tortured, right?
Not America.
Commissary access.
Not only that, but right, prison life is rough because you're dealing with a bunch of convicts who are like unhinged and have murdered, probably, right?
Time, family
Who have done
visits,
some fucked up
good
shit,
time
right?
credits, and access to
So you
books,
got, right,
hygiene
some of these
products, and
people are
snacks.
unhinged. You gotta
And
be
the
careful.
prisoners that do make small amounts of money can have up to 80% of their earnings deducted for various prison-related expenses before they see any of it, while 7 states pay them nothing. So, who benefits off of their labor? And does America have financial upside in locking more and more Americans
look at China.
in
Oh,
prison to maintain
working
a
in the
steady-
mines.
This is crazy. I didn't know. I don't
About
know
them
about
cobalt
this. This is gonna be
mines,
be interesting. But I'm gonna be
How do you
real.
get that
I don't
Apple
think
phone
it's the
of
same thing
yours
as
and the
slavery.
materials
I don't think so.
inside of
I
it?
think this is
How
like
do you
a
get
weird,
them
this
chips,
This is
huh?
a weird take.
Okay, so let's pause there. She goes on to say that she'll like hear the rest of the video out, hear the take out. But I can say this much. I do actually watch a lot of prison YouTubers, and from what I've heard from various prison YouTubers, a lot of the people in prison actually want the jobs.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it's actually
yes, these jobs, like if these jobs can help these prison or convicts, because if they do a good job, do their time in prison, they can get out and have probably a good job, right? Construction, plumbing, stuff like that, right? Handyman, even though they did some fucked up shit in their life, but as long as they stay clean, right, they can get a job.
something a lot of them try to get. They will try to sign up and get that position. For example, working at the cafeteria or working outside, working maintenance, whatever.
Yeah,
the
working
position may
outside,
be,
janitorial
because
stuff.
it
Stuff like
gives
that.
them something to do. It gives them money to spend on commissary, and like, for example, like working in cafeteria, some of these people will try and take some stuff back to the cell that they can then use for themselves. You know, you're not supposed to do this, but you might take some extra food if it you know, you won't get caught doing it. Take it back to your cell, use it for yourself, or try and trade it to another prisoner for something. All that aside, though, clearly,
Correct.
once again,
there's
Leaflet is
like
not
a barter
advocating slavery,
system.
despite what some journalists may
Prison.
be trying to say, and not just journalists, but people on Twitter. You know, Twitter police over there too. Let's take a look at what some of the Twitter cops are saying, because they're also mad. For example, I saw these tweets. I believe the Bint
Oh, it's
person is a
Bint,
friend of
as
Anna,
usual.
by the way, that vice journalist.
I don't know why
So
Bint is
I'm
always
so
involved in
tired
this shit.
shows the thumbnail of Leaflet's reaction to that other person's video and their
I guess the
thumbnail.
person's just mentally
And this
deranged.
other Twitter person saying not all VTubers, but it's always a VTuber. Clearly, they're trying to make implications here about Leaflet based off the thumbnail and the title, and they haven't watched like a mere like 30 seconds of the video itself or whatever. And once again, the editor clearly thought this was like a funny look. Like, we'll give it that title. We'll put like Leaflet's expression. Like
I don't
that.
even know who that Midas person.
As we know, she's not literally advocating for slavery or anything
VTuber
like that, and people
twatters.
are
They just go
massively missing
on.
the point of that
They
video
just go on
that
the
clearly
fucking
haven't watched any of it all.
the
But of course, they'll get
twatters
mad in
and
the
just
comments
tweet out
and
dumb shit
try
all the
and
time.
like spread some political brain rot here like this.
You know.
I swear it's every other week since like February. I've heard of random VTuber being racist or homophobic or even just straight up being a Nazi. Because reacting to a video about prison labor makes you those things apparently. They all saw a VTuber grift successfully and realized, I could do this too. And yeah, we're not going to go through all the brain rot, but there's over 100 comments of people trying to get mad at Leaflet, or not even trying, like they are mad at Leaflet for something that she hasn't even done. But yeah, that's how Leaflet ended up with a bunch of Termly Online Twitter users upset at her and some like weirdo Vice author, whatever journalist person mad at her too. Maybe they're upset that most people aren't buying their whole Kirsch narrative or something, so they're getting increasingly desperate. Who knows? Let me know what you think
retards.
in the comments. As always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking and or subscribing, and I'll see you in
I
the
mean,
next
all they
one.
do is talk shit online, right? All they do is talk shit on, put pressure on companies. Right, bend the knee. And for whatever reason, company starts bending the knee for the dumbest reasons. I guess because they probably live in a different country where it's like, oh, I can't have this in this country or else we're gonna get fucking some dumb shit.